Tesla Semi Factory is moving right along. The Chargers are in. How fast are they? Well, they're really, really fast. And we've got some fantastic questions from viewers that we will get to at the end of the show, asking questions about those Chargers, among many other things. We've got a lot to cover. And of course, that means I got my buddy Mark here from the Tesla Life. He's got a great show every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and other shows throughout the week. How does he do it? I don't know, and I don't think science has found an answer. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So, Mark, all of that is true, the things I just said, right?
I appreciate it, Brian. Thanks so much.
Especially the part about science. If I didn't know better, just that. If I didn't know better.
Thomas Dolby, blinded by science.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he? Hey, Zangler, Tesla Semi Advocate. We've got a good joke about that coming up in the comments, in the questions. If you have questions, by all means, get them in. First question I would have for you guys is, there are timestamps in this video. Do you find that helpful? Does it make you stick around longer? So what we're looking at here is in Nevada. In, it's not Reno, it's not Sparks, it's not Fernley. It's not Fernley. It's in between. It's the middle. It's not the middle of nowhere, but you can see it from here. If you look, you will see there are now charger stations.
Look at that. They're actually, the pedestals are in place.
There are pedestals. We've got this room for expansion. It looks like they'll be adding more boxes there. Get an idea from this. Boxes at the top, no boxes here.
Yeah, I wonder if the boxes are only like service 8 different pedestals, and that's why the second slate is there to do another 8 pedestals down the road, maybe?
It's weird because I'm counting 5 doors here, so that doesn't help. Doesn't clear anything up for me. Interesting stuff.
But definitely, if they've put the plumbing in or the slab in place, obviously they're planning on doubling it up. Yeah.
So have you heard what the charging speed is on these individual handles?
I have not. How have you got that information?
It's published. I had heard that it was going to be a megawatt, 1,000 kilowatts. It is actually 1.2 megawatts. So that's a lot of juice. Now, obviously, it's not going to pump that much juice that quickly through the electricity hoses, I've decided they're called. I told that to the guys at Electric Era Chargers. He's like, I love that. That's perfect. Hoses, sure. So these can charge real fast. Now, obviously, they won't continue charging at that pace for the entirety of it. But if you're just topping off, if you're down at 5, 10, 15%, and you just need to charge while you're unloading or while you're using the restroom or having lunch, whatever it is, you're going to get a whole bunch of juice real quick.
What also is going to be interesting to see is how Tesla charges up their regular cars now. They're just putting a little bit, like half or a third of the battery charge in before they ship them off. What are they going to do with the semis? And how are those semis going to be transported? Because they're not going to be using a car carrier. If a company gets 3 or 4 of them, are they just driving them individually? Or are they going to stack them on the 5th wheel like you see some of the other rigs do?
Piggyback style.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they actually end up doing.
Or will they just send them autonomously?
That will come too, I'm sure.
That will come eventually. I don't expect that early on.
No, not off the start.
And I imagine a lot of these shipping companies have their own logistics, so you can just make it FOB Reno, and you come to the factory and pick it up yourself.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. But they do have some abilities there. No parking. I suspect that sign is temporary. But
I don't know. That looks pretty professional.
But if I posted that on X, someone would go, you're just guessing. I am just guessing. That is true, but it's a qualified
It's
guess,
a
my
pretty
friend.
good guess.
Now, we see more concrete and formwork here. Let's see if we can get a better shot right about there. Over next to the building, concrete and formwork. Something's going on here, something heavy. We do not yet know what.
Yeah, looks like there's going to be walls formed there. Like those are knee walls that have started on the one part, and
Mhm.
it looks like we've got some rebar sticking up on the other. So yeah, looks like there's
I
going to be
don't
some sort of a wall there.
I don't normally show video, but there's a part here that just had to be included because doing it as a still wouldn't have made any sense. They do have restrooms out here. There they are. And come on, baby. I got okay. So that's good.
He made it in time.
He made it in time. By the way, I have liked these videos. You are all welcome to like this video as well. We've got this here. This is the longer video where he said we found the chargers plus something else. Go over there and watch his videos. Show him some love. If he doesn't get enough views at some point, he'll just say, "What am I doing this for?" And we'll have no more footage.
Yep.
Is that a world you want to live in? No. Boy, you really get to see the contours of the landscape.
Yeah, look at that pathway that starts on high and then goes down. Nope, foreground. There's a
Yeah,
pathway
that.
with a
Oh,
ramp
sure.
on it.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Good catch. So what we're seeing here, it is still believed that this is a runaway truck ramp. We have a lot of questions about that in the comments. Those are meant for hills. Why would they need one here? It's a test track. You can see that the idea is that this is where they will
There's
be
no hill
testing.
available.
Right. So the idea is that if you go barreling down here and have some kind of catastrophic failure, you would just roll into that rather than down into here.
Yeah, into the neighbor's wall. Not
Just
a good
thinking.
idea.
If you could avoid it, probably best to. We've got all kinds of crates and shipping elements out here. This looks like a proper mess.
Yeah, so that's the garbage pile from uncrating and getting the equipment inside.
Yes, you can see a better shot of it before it's thrown in a pile. So that helps. Over here, we've got the Chargers again, about the same state. Are we really doing this twice? Oh, you know what? This is an excerpt from the other one. Got it. Okay.
Now you're really embarrassing that guy.
Well, fortunately, he's dressed like everyone else. I'm seeing these big items over here by the
Yep.
perimeter. I imagine these are going on the second pad.
Before you go, how many stalls are there? Is it 5?
It is 6. It is
It's
4
6.
on this side, 2 more here with 2 more coming.
And if below to the south of the
you know
slab,
what? I do see.
I wonder if there's going to be
1,
4 over
2,
there
3,
too.
4. Yeah. A fine question. Let's see if we can. I don't see anything getting it ready for it.
Yeah, there's no
No
slabs.
additional stuff over here.
Yeah.
So a
Interesting.
good question. Perhaps room to expand in the future. And then let's see, heading back to the back of the property, some close-ups on. One question Zangler had on these boxes is they're not branded. Do we think that they're going to be branded later, or that they just don't need to be?
Probably they don't need to be.
I'm of the inclination that you're right. I don't see a benefit to not just buying the boxes as they already exist as is.
Although with the drone army, Zengler included, it's always good to label things at a Tesla plant because you're going to get some free advertising.
It is absolutely true. On this clip here, you can see new heat exchangers went in on the roof. These are just to get rid of waste heat. Zangler had asked Grok, based on the brand name, what are these for? Grok thinks that's where the paint shop will be. I am not so convinced because it's right above the front
Yeah,
entrance.
that's pretty close to the one of the main entrances, is it not?
Mhm. I would imagine this area is going to be reception and offices, but I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be any number of things. It could be for getting rid of heat for computers or anything really. So I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. On the far corner, more of the same equipment, which is in my also the paint equipment was being loaded in from the other side of the building,
Mm.
which I mean maybe
It's a
they
good
took the
sign that it's
took the
not over
scenic route.
there.
Yeah, could be. Don't know. So, and that's pretty much it, which means it is question time.
Our favorite time of the
All
year.
right. What are we doing? Hey, you can like the video. It's free. It's free. I see the word jump ahead. That's kind of fun. All right, let's get into the cues. Does Angler also advocate for iWest? And if he semi-advocates for both, he would be whole. Love the show. And Zangler, poor fella, has to deal with people like us calling him semi-advocates when we acknowledge he is a full and amazing advocate. By the way, I'm going to be in Reno next week. I reached out to Zangler and he said, yeah, when are you coming? Because I'm going to be in Seattle on the 15th. I was like, oh, you're kidding me. We're trading places. Because I'm going to be in Reno on the 15th.
Gonna pass in the air.
I'll be on the ground. So, yeah, but but the answer to answer your question, yes. Yes. Pretty sure just yes is all we need. Why do you think solar insulation on the roof of Giga Texas has stopped? So this is a two-parter. We'll start there. They keep changing what's inside.
That's a really good guess because they really do. And as we've seen, you want plans finalized before you start moving things around. And if they do move, then guess what? The solar has to move too, because you may have to put a heat exchangers, you may have to put skylights, you may have to do things that are going to be difficult once you lay all those solar panels in place.
Yes. Putting the solar panels in is easy. You start at one end and you just keep going. But taking them out from the middle sounds like a real pain. And then second part of the question, what gives you confidence the semi-factory roof will get solar? And that, I think, is a good question. I'll tell you my answer is I'm actually not confident. I would have thought Reno would have vastly more solar on the roof than it does. It's only covered on a little section of it, and they're not cutting holes in the roof. So why would they put solar on here, which is a smaller roof with more obstacles? That's going to have more cleaning to do since it's a much shorter building. That's a good question. I don't have an answer. Do you have confidence other than the render?
I have somewhat confidence. I think solar is second tier to a lot of things. I think it's a nice to have as time goes along, but I think they've got a lot more T's to cross and I's to dot before they put in solar, and that's just the way it is because there are other priorities that are demanding their time.
And I think that's why the paperwork is so much more extreme in Germany, is because when they go to dot their U's, there's twice as many. Pretty sure that's right. Do they think
extra pens are required in Germany?
Yeah. Do you think that maybe they built the semi-factory and battery factory separately so that both buildings would have more room to expand? Because remember, the original plan was they were going
to be combined, right?
Yeah,
that's what we thought was going to happen.
I'll tell you the reason I think it's separate is they want a greater surface area on which to put loading docks on the perimeter. Having a big chunk of factory where you have to go through another part of the factory to bring in trailers or equipment or big things is cumbersome. That's why a lot of factories, even Giga Shanghai, has roadways in between them at least, so they can have some access. And I think the other thing is, I mean, the total amount of land is the same either way. I think it's also much easier to build when you can go at it from all sides rather than just one side.
I think logistics has a role too, because with a larger building, you're concentrating more vehicles coming into those loading docks. There are far more that are going in. So if you separate the plants, now you've got vehicles that can use other surface roads to get to these different loading docks that are in separate buildings, and there might be less waiting involved and therefore better logistics.
All reasonable answers, I would say. Wondering about charging for the semis, are they going to be mostly destination charged or charged en route, meaning they'll focus on local before long haul?
Possibly.
We've addressed it before. We think so.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Because of course you'd like the fleet that you release initially to be close to home in case there are issues or things have to be changed quickly. So we hope that stage is over, but you're always dealt with some surprises when you go to a larger fleet to put this out there. And many different companies getting involved is going to give them some new insights that they maybe have not got with the small list of companies that they started with.
I'm agreeing with all that. Yeah. And the real answers we don't know, but we suspect it'll all be just like the beginning of electric cars, mostly charged at home or home base. So the Duke said, I thought I commented. There are times when if you put in links or too many links or certain words, Google, YouTube will just remove it. I don't see it. It wasn't anything I did. There's nothing offensive in here. So runway semi-ramp for testing, nothing stresses a load like running into deep gravel. That's not what I mean. I think it's to stop a test that didn't work.
Right. This test track is not going to show a semi typically running with a trailer. This is going to be just the cab testing on this track in most cases. And you're right. If it was filled with a load, yeah, that would be a strain on many things. But of course, what they're guarding against is that the whole thing teetering over the edge and smashing, which is really going to be a serious problem if that was to happen. So even if it was to stress a load, I don't think they care based on the alternative.
Yeah. When are they going to finish Austin Solar? We don't know. Sorry, but I have an answer, not a question. Will there be a time when you provide questions to the answers? Oh, and the answer is because, as cited by my mother a lot. Correct. Yes.
Kevin, you are tricky.
Kevin's on the ball. How do you see Tesla using Optimus in current and future manufacturing workflows and design? How big of an advantage could it be? And what virtue loops do you think will emerge?
That's a lot of future speculation as to what is going to happen. Like obviously there are steps that Tesla's going to get involved with Optimus, trying to start it out slowly, perform some arduous or boring tasks, things that it can easily handle, and then from there it's going to spread out, and they'll see what it's good at, what it's not good at, what Optimus has to be improved or can work at. So that's a lot of moving parts there. Really don't know.
Really don't know. Too far out is my answer. Forget about is FSD solved. When are they going to solve the automatic wipers? Rise in Pacific Northwest. I feel your pain.
Everybody that gets rain feels your pain. We all know that the auto wipers are just not completely up to snuff still after many kicks at the can here.
I swear it was better prior to the introduction of V14, but maybe I'm wrong. I think we're just about down. Why no progress on Giga Nevada in the background? Because instead they're doing it here. They're doing it at iWest. This one, I asked this question, but Joe's asked this. I answered the wrong question. The question is, can a semi charge at a V4 station? It can charge at a V1. It can charge at a V2 or 3. Electricity is just electricity at the end of the day. If you had an adapter.
Adapter is the key there. Yes.
The adapter. And I'm sure that Tesla's already got protocols in place so that it can recognize what the vehicle is and juice it accordingly. So I hope that answered your question. But yeah, it could ignoring the fact that it would block stalls or maybe annoy people. Maybe it could pull up on the other side of it and just block one side or the far side or park on the grass. But, yeah, it could charge. And on a V4 cabinet, boy, it wouldn't be as painfully slow as you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then actually this one I saw should be answered. They can get all these miles out of these trucks, but the Cybertruck gets 300. The semis even charge fast. Tesla needs to take notes. Should they add an RV rear end? So the trucks can charge faster because the battery is 6 times the size. And it can go longer because it's 6 times the size. The Cybertruck has some limitations that are very frustrating. And I understand your frustration with the range of a Cybertruck. I did an overnight test drive and I must have juiced it twice. 2 or 3 times I stopped to juice it up a bit. And I did an overnight test drive on a rear wheel drive Model 3 and we drove for hours and hours and we never juiced it up and we took it back at 28%. So it is frustrating. It is a thirsty beast.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, it's a lot heavier, it's a lot bigger, and man, does the wind ever affect it. Like, it's a large vehicle driving down the road compared to a Model 3.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, this is a good one. Heard a rumor they're moving to 2170s. Any information on that rumor? I haven't heard that. They are currently using 2170s. The plan is to switch to using 4680s. But at the end of the day, it is cell agnostic. It is chemistry agnostic because juice is juice. Anything you'd want to add to that?
They want the flexibility to be able to change where batteries go into what vehicles make sense at that time, and they've done this a few times. So it makes sense that they are trying to keep it generic, that they could switch at any time.
A time or two. Hey, the other thing is if those LFP factories that come online in the US that were built to handle the needs of all the cars flooding the market in these coming years that no longer appear to be a priority, maybe those cells could end up making a 300-mile version for different customers. That's less expensive. All possibilities. Guys, in the comments, what do we miss? What do we misunderstand? Leave it. You can ask your questions. I should have mentioned sooner. They're not mandatory this week, but we are watching. We are watching.
And if you do have a question, remember that question mark, because that's what we're searching for.
Yeah. That's, as you can see, I'm just Control F and seeing what comes up. Guys, thank you for hanging out. Everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you, clever robots. Perhaps at the end of this week and into next week when I'm in Northern California and Northern Nevada. We'll see.